it with God's blessing and prayer. I will share my screen and I will play the prayer.
Ashwati, check the volume. We couldn't hear the prayer song. Check the volume.
The volume is full. Okay, wait. I will play it on my phone. Is the audio necessary or should I just... Because I'm playing it. Are you able to hear it? Hello?
Yes, ma, we couldn't hear the audio.
Ashwati, check the volume.
Audio is not clear, ma.
Yes.
सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं हृदसत्यनेत्रम् सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणौ कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोनः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टि सदा दर्शनेषु नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णाय बुधकर्मणे रूपनाम विभेदेन जगत्क्रीडति यो यतः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Thank you. On behalf of SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Management, respected Principal Madam, Vice Principal Madam, a department head, faculty members, and students, I extend a very warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Tracy George, Assistant Professor at Care Business School, to grace the occasion. I take great pleasure in introducing him to you all. He is a member of the Peace Council for Human Protection. He holds an MBA in Human Resources, an MSc in Psychology, and a diploma in Labor and Administrative Law. He has 9 years of experience teaching several disciplines, including strategic management, organizational behavior, and labor relations. He also has over 8 years of industry experience as a recruitment-focused HR specialist. He's worked in the manager recruitment sector as well. He is very passionate about people and their actions, making him an excellent counselor and mentor. He's often up to date with current human resource management studies. He has led multiple MDPs and FTPs at various institutions, including SBI, SVN College, and SBOA schools. He's also designed and implemented entrepreneurship and blue ocean strategy training, as well as a range of fun and activity-based training programs and workshops. Now I request the chief guest to address the gathering. So please, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ashwati. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. It's my pleasure to address you all in this occasion. I thank the management, the HOD, and the staff of the departments for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all about MBA as a career. So I just want to run through a few of the slides, and I believe it would be interactive if some of you could put it in the chat box. And I think while I'm presenting, I don't know how I'll get an access to the chat box, but if anybody could help me in reading what students are answering, that would be of great help. Okay, fine. So let me share my screen so that we'll see the presentation. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. Fine. So I just want to start this session with, I just want to take it through various phases so that you can understand what is MBA is all about and how a career is built over MBA. Since, as I understood, most of you are from BBA background. So understanding about an MBA course, how it will be useful for you. So that's what I just want to take you through step by step. Okay. So the first thing I just want to ask a question to you all is, what do you see in the screen?
It's a frog or an optical illusion image. I see a frog.
Okay, it's a frog. Someone is seeing a frog. Okay, others, if you have a chat option, you can put that in the chat box. I think Ashwati can help me in reading out what
Yes, sir.
others are
Yes, sir.
sharing. Yeah, yeah. So Ashwati told
They say
it's a frog.
Akshaya V says it's a
Anybody else is
horse.
saying, yeah, it's a horse. Okay, Akshaya is
Yes.
saying it's a horse. Okay.
Indumati says it's a frog. Sneha Srinivasan
Okay.
says it's a frog. I think a lot of people see frog.
Okay. Frog. A lot of people are seeing frog. Okay. Fine. And only Akshaya has seen it's a horse. Okay.
Rupa
So
Lakshmi
as
sees
Ashwati
both
has rightly,
horse and frog.
both, very good, super.
Yeah.
So Deepa Lakshmi is seeing both. No, she's seeing a horse and she is also seeing a frog. Okay, great. Okay, so it's as Ashwati was saying, it is an optical illusion figure. So if you slightly turn your mobile and see, you can see a horse. And if you just put it in a horizontal way, you can see a frog. Okay, so it's a kind of an optical illusion. So why I started with this is, how we look at things matters. Okay, so for example, somebody look at a horse. So what we'll do when we look at a horse, a pony, which comes and stands before your house, a small pony, a beautiful pony, brown hair, okay, with, it's looking very cute. And what we will do as girls, we will just go there and take a selfie, and then we will just, if you are a little brave, we will touch it and see. And if you are very brave, you will just climb over the horse and just try for a ride. Okay, so that's what you do when you look at a horse. But when you look at a frog, okay, suddenly you see, during a rainy season, frog jumps into your house. What you do, you immediately take a broom and you will chase the frog out of your house. Okay, because you don't like the frog, the kind of skin, the kind of color, and it thinking about itself is, it's not quite okay for you. So you want to chase the frog out. Okay, so somebody said, like, I looked at a horse as well as a frog. Okay, but for me, I'm looking at horse as a opportunity and frog as a problem. Okay, so when I'm looking at something, okay, I'm looking at what is the opportunity for me in that. And another way of looking at it is like, is that is a problem for me. Okay, so same thing, ஒரே விஷயம் தான், ஆனா நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது it creates a difference in us. The same image which everyone saw, for Akshaya it looks like a horse, but for Ashwati it looked like a frog. So basically it is our perception which makes us to think in a different way. Sorry. So let me take you through some of the myths or some of the wrong perceptions which people have towards going for a higher education in MBA. Okay, so first let's clear off the mind with the thoughts which we have till date, and then we will pursue and understand what MBA is all about. Okay, so what are the myths about pursuing an MBA program? Okay, I'll go with the first myth. Will MBAs get well-paid jobs? Okay, this is a very common doubt which every students have when they complete their graduation. Okay, when everyone says like, hey, even if you study a BBA, you get the same kind of salary, and MBA also get the same kind of salary. Okay, that makes a lot of difference. Yes, some people are true, because today some of the MBA students are not paid well, and what they mean is right. They are getting equally paid to a BBA graduate, like a BBA graduate. But what is there something more which MBAs are getting? Okay, that's what I want to share with you. So towards end later part of the session, I will share with you how an MBA can get a well-paid job. Okay, but where is the disconnect? Why people are thinking that MBAs are not getting well paid? Okay, I've just taken some of the data which are very recently came in the newspapers. Okay, see the first data, India Today, on March 8th, 2021, just this month, beginning, they shared a news which says in IIM Calcutta, okay, IIM is one of the premier institute in teaching MBA program, 172 firms participated. Just imagine, 172 firms, companies participated in the placement, and they selected all the students. 100% of the students got placed. That is post COVID, when the situations are very uncertain. These students got placed, and their average salary is mentioned as 27 to 29 lakhs. MBA students, right? There's another news which I gathered is on Career 360 on March 18, 2021. They have shared a news about a Flame University where their MBA students has been placed. 93% of the MBA students have been placed at the salary between 15 to 7 lakhs. Okay. So if you see that, well, MBAs get well paid. Yes, there are some of the institutes which are proving again and again that MBAs are getting well paid. Okay, so if you look at, I just want to show it of what we are doing in CARE B school. I have almost some of my students have already got as assistant managers in ICICI Bank, who are yet to complete their MBA this year. They are in the final semester. And next week, we are having a company which is coming for a placement. And you know what is the salary they are planning to offer? 10 lakhs. Sorry. This is for a business development position. They are ready to offer 10 lakhs CTC. So at the same time, for a graduate, this company is offering 6 lakhs CTC. So look at the difference. Okay. So what I want to say here is the message is yes, MBAs are getting well paid provided they have the desired quality, desired knowledge, which the firms or the companies are expecting. And today, still the market is open, and there are enough of companies are ready to hire MBA graduates at a higher CTC level. Okay, moving to the next one. The next question is, will there be any change in job roles after MBA compared to BBA? Okay. See, I'm a BBA guy, and will there be any change? Okay, if I do an MBA, will I get something different? So I have just taken another research report, which has come in a magazine, and where you can see clearly the comparison to your right side of your screen. Look at the designation levels. To the left, you see all the BBAs, and to the right, you see the MBAs. Look at the designation level and compare the designation with level with what MBAs are given. Okay, right immediately after the MBA, when a candidate approaches a company, he's taken at a level 3 or level 4 level starting itself. But when you go with a graduation, with a BBA or a BCom degree, you are taken at the level 1 level. Then you have to spend some years of experience, and then you have to go to the level 3 level. So So by the time MBA will go 2 steps ahead. Okay, I have one of my student who's working in Maples in Dubai, and currently he's just he's drawing close to 11 lakhs CTC, just 8 years of completion of MBA. So look at the quantity of growth or magnum of growth which you will get after doing an MBA degree. Okay, so that's the advantage of doing an MBA after a graduation. So you will definitely get a mileage. Okay, next myth is when to do an MBA. Okay, should I do an MBA before work experience or MBA after work experience? Okay, today there is something which they call as gig economy. Okay, gig economy. What is gig economy? Like people can opt for any job in a 24/7, and they can work in different field on their passion, and they can earn money. It's not necessarily that they have to work from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 job. They can work on different jobs and make money. That's what they are calling as gig economy. And you can see a spurt of it coming out in India right now. Like you have all the food delivery partners. Okay, so you have Zomato, Swiggy, and you have an uh, Ola is coming out with their partners. So all these people are they called as gig economists. Actually, they just spend part time of their job to just earn money. And many of the time graduates think like this is far better. I was reading a news article there, one of the engineering students says like he's earning 35,000 by just being a food delivery partner in a company. So he doesn't want to go for a job. But what exactly recent study? All of you might have read about a recent issue about one food delivery partner, Kamaraj, right? So that issue, it came in newspapers and magazines. Like what they are saying, like what is the security for these people? Okay, those who are working as working in food delivery partner jobs and things. Like what is the security, and what is the career growth? So many of us think like, okay, I'll finish my BBA. I'll go to a company for a work. I'll spend some time in the work, and then later on I will choose what do you say, like uh, to go for an MBA in a different college, and then I will go for a job. That's what usually people say. Okay, I'll spend சார் ஒரு 2 வருஷம் நான் வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு ஒர்க்னா என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் MBA பண்ணேன்னா டெஃபினட்டா எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு நல்ல growth இருக்கும். Absolutely right. Okay, today, a lot of people who pursue MBA in IIMs or in big premier institute, they go with the work experience. But one thing you need to understand here is not everyone will have that mindset. What happens is most of the youth, what they do is after they are BBA or a BCom or a BSc degree, they go for a work. Okay, they take a minimal job like maybe a 15 or 20K per month. They start their job, but after 2 years, yes, they want to go for a higher education. But this time, okay, during this period, they have added some responsibilities. They gained some, expenses in their life. Now, the money which they are getting is not sufficient. So they have to continue work to fulfill some of their responsibilities. So what is happening? Like totally, they are pulling themselves about their plan of doing higher education. It gets postponed. Okay, this year let me not do. Next year I will do. Next year I will do. So later on, they don't find time to do another program, a PG program for their development or for their career growth. And one thing you need to understand here, okay, I hope most of you must have studied organization behavior, and there we talk about leadership theory. Okay, what does leadership theory says? One of the trait theory says that leaders are born. Okay, the great man theory says leaders are born. So yes, that's true. Some of them have the quality, the leadership quality in them by birth, by gene, they get that quality. And these people are the people who, with their degree, they perform well and they grow up in a higher level. And that's what, like, you see a lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of business people who came out with a very meager degree, undergraduate degree, but they made big huge money. And this is because of the leadership quality which they have by birth. There is another theory which we also studied in organization behavior leadership, where it is behavioral theory. What does behavioral theory says? There are certain behavior which will make a person as a leader, and the behavior can be taught or can be trained. So if you are a person who needs to be trained on the leadership quality, then you have to do an MBA before taking any work. Okay, that is the time you will be molded as a leader. Okay, so it's a question of who you are, what is your personality. Depending upon the personality, you can choose between either taking it after work, going to work, or either taking it before going to work. So it's not a same shoe which suits you all. You have to analyze about yourself and then take a call. Okay, now these are the three myths which is holding people from pursuing their higher education in MBA. Let me go to the next slide. Sorry. So what's about MBA? So that's what I'm going to take you. So are you all still with me? Am I clear? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So did I give you the right explanation about what is the myth and how people are thinking about MBA? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Moving forward, I'll just take you through what is all about MBA. Okay. So I'm an MBA graduate, passed out some years back, and I still tell my students, MBA is not a degree at all. Okay, I always believe that. MBA is not a degree, it's not a postgraduate degree. Okay, it has to be a experience. MBA is an experience, it's a professional experience. Okay, when you look at that in the perspective of experience or professional experience, the total MBA program itself totally looks different. And what is this thing? Like, business. You are all from Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA, and you need to understand the subject what you are studying, the magnitude of it, and how it can change the world. I'll ask you a simple question. Like last year, we faced this lockdown. Entire businesses are closed. Immediately, what happened to the economy? What happened to the people, employees? So everyone had faced a problem, right? So business becomes the turning point for an economy. Okay, if businesses are going down, then automatically you will face a lot of problems because of business not performing well. So 2008 there was a recession. Why the recession came? Because of the business. Now let me take you through the next one. So that is something, two words I just want to show you. One is habits and problems. Just a minute, I'll take some water. So two words, habits and problems. Now I'm just trying to understand what is there to do with business in the habits and problems. Okay, I'm just telling you, there are so many businesses in this world because of our habits. Because we have certain habits, there are so many businesses are there. So I'm looking at two ways. Okay, one is I'm having a habit and there is a problem. There is a problem in fulfilling this habit. So for that, I need a product. Another side, I want to develop a habit, so I need a product. Or third angle is I want to eliminate a habit, so I need a product. Okay, so there is two things linked together. A habit is there, and there is a problem in the habit. Either I'm finding difficult to do the habit, or the habit is not, I just want to remove the habit from me. The habit itself is a problem with me. So I'll just take one simple example. We all eat idlis and dosas for our breakfast. Okay. Just because we have this habit of eating idlis and dosa, okay, there was one product which came initially, okay, that was grinder. Then later the grinder become a tabletop grinder. And later, few years later, the tabletop grinder vanished away. Now they get batter from the shop, nearby shop, and they make idlis and dosas. So there are ready-made batters available. Now, current trend, okay, you don't have a grinder, you don't have a batter, you just have a mobile app. On a click, you get idli and sambar at your house. Just because of one habit, we eat idli. There is so many businesses evolve, or so many products evolve. See how businesses. So as long as when we have habits, we will have problems in face solving the habits. And whenever we face problems, there are businesses who come to support us, and they will give us the solution. Let me ask you a simple question to make it quite interactive. You can throw your answers in the chat box. So, what are all the products? Okay, what are all the products which are associated with our habit of drinking tea? Am I clear? நம்ம டீ குடிக்கிறோம்ல, டெய்லி டீ குடிக்கிற ஹேபிட்னால என்னென்ன ப்ராடக்ட்லாம் அசோசியேட் ஆயிருக்கு சொல்லுங்க பாப்போமே. You can put it in the chat box.
So we are getting answer: tea bags, paper cup,
Okay.
tea powder, different flavor of tea, sugar,
Excellent.
lemon tea,
Cubes,
biscuit,
sugar cubes,
rusk,
lemon tea. Okay.
milk.
Come on, so many products are associated. You can find out.
Dishwasher, ginger.
Yes, ginger. Yes, you need a vessel to put the tea, right? Then you need to have a filter to filter the tea.
Spoon and all this.
Is there anything new coming?
Spoon.
Spoon, yeah, great.
Pen saucer,
Okay.
masala tea powder.
Saucer, cup, tea powder, excellent.
Varieties
excellent.
of tea powder.
Okay. See, I'm going still more ahead. I'm just flashing the answer in the screen. Just see. I'm seeing so many products associated with the drinking habit of tea, right? You have tea powder, milk, sugar, stove, lighter, LPG, gas, filter, cup and saucer, glass, snacks, water tap, sink, dishwash. Then you need a pump to take the water to the tank. Then you need a tank, a switch, a chair, a table, fan. It goes on. The list goes on. I can say some 30 different products associated with the one habit of drinking tea. So the business world is not going to diminish at all. It is going to evolve in every situation. Everything comes new. Say, for example, COVID came. Okay, a lot of businesses faced a lot of problems, and they evolved. They came out with new products. Okay, Dabur came out with vegetable wash. Okay, vegetable sanitizer. Dabur came out. Dettol came out with the garment sanitizers. Okay, then you have CRM coming out with corona-free kind of suits. Then Seat company, tire company, coming out with masks. Puma coming out with mask matching your leggings. Okay, see how businesses are evolving as the environment or as the situation changes. So that is how the business is. The business world is not going to die at all. It is evergreen. And being a business student, we always have a job in hand because the world is full of business. Okay, that is the reason we are studying business. Okay, so taking ahead, I'm just going to take you through what are the process in setting up a new business. If somebody wants to set up a new business, the first one, he need to have an idea. Then it has, he need to do a market research, then design of products and services. Then he need a capital to start. Then he need to put a budget. Then recruitment of employees, training employees, procurement of materials, then setting up of production that happens. Then what happens in the phase two? The the production of product starts, then payment to the suppliers, then employee relations happens, maintenance management happens, inventory management comes in. Then in the phase four, you see, you once your product is finished, you market, you plan a marketing strategy, then you brand the product, then price the product, then pack the product, sales, then advertisements and promotion happens. Then what happens in the four? Once your product is branding has been done, it has to reach to the market. So supply chain comes in, logistics management comes in. Then once the product reaches, then customer buy the product, then revenue comes inside the company. Then based on the revenue, you have to put the compensation, you have to appraise your employees. Then you need to rest of the amount, like balance amount, whatever is left over, you have to plan for a investment strategy. Then you have to plan for a tax planning and deciding on additional finance, then checking on the financial sources for the next investment. So all these things evolve right from idea to start a business to successfully run a business. And what you do in MBA is this, okay? It all transfers into a specialization. Okay, if you really look into what are the words, what the colors, what you see in the previous slide, now it has come into various pockets, columns. Okay, so as a marketing specialization guy, you will be doing all these activities like market research, market planning, branding the product, pricing the product, packaging the product, sales and distribution of the product, advertisements and promotions. And if you see in finance, you have a lot of work to do with regard to the money part. All right. Then you go to operations. Yes, a lot of work happens in operations. Okay, supply chain, inventory management. Okay, checking out the stocks, ensure the production is in place. Then HR, no, you manage the people. So many functions are there in the department. And when you come to an MBA, these are the areas you're going to get specialized. Okay, so this will help you to understand the business on a whole. So MBA is that's the reason initially I told you MBA is an experience. It's a professional experience. Okay, you are not going to study marketing alone. You are not going to study HR alone. Rather, you are going to study the entire gamut of business, the entire functions of business. So, being a MBA, you will know what is you might be a specialized in marketing, but you will understand how it will affect the finance, how it will affect the operation, and how it will affect the HR. So you can network and understand the interlink between all these functions. That happens only in an MBA course. Okay. Moving to the next one. What is MBA is all about? People think like, no, people always compare MBA with the salary. Okay, this much paid, that much paid. Let me share some of my experience with you when I worked in a corporate world. How this MBA, what I learned, helped me. Okay, the first thing, if you see here, developing leadership skills. Okay, MBA is the only course which teaches you how to become a leader. Okay, there a lot of people have the leadership qualities by birth, but those of who want to learn the qualities, the behaviors, the traits, they have to take an MBA course, because MBA is the only place where you get trained in leadership skills, how to manage people, how to work with the team, how to influence a team. So all this is being taught in various subjects in MBA. Okay, next one, if you see here, okay, solving real-time business problems. You learn to solve real-time business problems in MBA. Okay, we give a lot of case studies, we give a lot of simulation games and make the students to solve the problems. I'll tell you one example from my life. Immediately after finishing my MBA, I was not a extrovert. I'm an introvert. Okay, so I couldn't perform well in an interview. So I was struggling to get into a job. So that is the time I uh, approached a company, which is a retail company in Bangalore, and they said, you are a fresher and you don't have any leadership quality within you, so you don't fit into a managerial role. So we are taking you at a senior sales executive role. So I joined the retail firm as a senior sales executive. So I was there in the floor. The business was functioning. There was a problem in the department. Every time someone puts a leave, there is a chaos in the department because one of the counter is not managed or the people is not there in the counter, and there was a lot of problem which the department manager or my assistant manager could not solve. Both my department manager and assistant manager, they come out with some 7 to 8 years of experience in retail, but they have just come after their graduation. After their graduation, immediately they pursued a job. They took this retail job and they have been surviving in this field for 7 to 8 years. And they couldn't solve this problem. Okay, every time someone takes a leave, there is a chaos in the department. There is some customer left without noticing, or there is one particular department which is totally ignored. Nobody is there to sell the products. So one day my department manager was talking to me and he said, this is becoming a real headache to me. I don't know what to do. Then suddenly I told him, sir, I think I can solve your problem. He said, what are you going to do? So I just took a paper. I just started scribbling something. And then I came out with a matrix structure. Then I told him, see, this is how the entire plan is. You have to shuffle some of their week off accordingly so that they can take leaves on a right play. So he was confused. He couldn't understand what I'm talking. So then he said, do one thing, take a big sheet of paper, draw all the chart what you're drawing in a big sheet of paper and explain it to me. So I took time, I drew it in a very big sheet, and then I placed it in front of my manager and explained him how this can be solved. He was surprised and immediately he said, just paste it in my table. And every time when someone takes leave, I will ensure that I'll look into this sheet. That is the time I realized that MBA, which I studied, has taught me this ability to solve a problem from a different perspective. I looked at the problem, I understood the problem, and then I came out with a solution. Same thing happened in once we had a lot of customers coming in to the store, the retail store. A lot of customers are coming in, but in our department the billing is very low. So my category manager just walked in and I was standing there. He called, hey man, tell me why we are not doing good billing. What is happening when other departments are doing a good billing? Why you guys can't do a good billing? And I said, sir, if you don't mind, can you stand along with me for a few minutes? He said, okay, I'll stand. I just showed him, look at the entrance. When the customers are walking in, just have a look what they're doing. So he just had a look. Then I told him, look, they are not getting into our department just because it is next to the entrance. So every customer mentality is to browse the store first, go around the store, see what all is available, then start from some point shopping. So by the time they finish and come back to the exit, they find they don't have money, so they don't buy from us. They just leave. They come, okay, அடுத்த தடவை பார்த்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு போயிடுவோம். So the category manager said, wow, I never noticed this. It's a really good observation. Immediately he took me along to the godown. We pulled out some stuffed toys. We kept all the stuffed toys in each of the racks which we had there. So the moment customers came in, the kids used to run inside our department and the customer will visit our department first, and our sales increased. That's the time I realized that the MBA taught me how to observe a situation. So solving real-time problems you can learn only in an MBA program. The next one, developing entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, you come out with different ideas, different business ideas. Okay, one of my students came out with a business idea. He went and presented in a forum, and immediately from the audience, one guy came out and said, "Hey, I'm from Australia. I'm really impressed. Can we have a meeting? I want to invest in your business." MBA teaches, because you are learning all the functions. MBA teaches you the holistic approach to an entrepreneurship. Like if you want to start a business, what are the areas you need to consider? Okay, that is what you learn when you're doing an MBA program, the entrepreneurial mindset. The next one is learning decision making skills. Okay, how you take decisions on various occasions, on various platforms, what you do. I'll share with one of my corporate experience. I was working in a consultancy as a recruitment executive. There was one client of mine who is conducting an interview in Chennai. So all the way from Bangalore, I have to go to Chennai to help my client in doing an interview. So I scheduled around 25 candidates who are supposed to walk in for interview. And what happened was a tragedy on that day. My client panel is sitting in, and out of 25 candidates whom I scheduled, only 5 candidates turned up. 20 candidates didn't turn up. The client became so angry. So I called my boss. I'm a fresher. No, I just passed out a year. That's all in MBA. And I just called my boss and said, like, sir, what happened? Only 5 turned up, 20 vanished. I don't know what to do. The client is going to scold me. The simple answer my boss told us, just face it. Let's discuss later. He cut the call. As a fresh MBA graduate, I was there in front of the 4 panelists from the corporate. I have to sit with them and negotiate on, and I need to convince them. And they are angry because they have spent so much of money. They came all the way from Bangalore to Chennai to select candidates, and they met only 5. So the moment I entered in, I just said, like, no, first of all, I want to apologize to you for not making the candidates to turn up. But the good thing, all the 5 candidates which I put, they are all the candidates you have selected. That means I'm traveling in your line. So that means I can fulfill all your requirements. Give me 1 week's time. I'll get all the candidates to your office in Bangalore, and I am assuring you, next week by this time I'll close all the 10 positions. What do you want? The client said, like, sounds promising. We'll do it. Taking the decision. Okay, when no one is there to support, you take the decision. And where from I learned that skill? It is from an MBA program. Transforming personality. I told you, today I'm in front of you. I'm an introvert guy. I don't speak to people very often, but today I can't stop speaking with people. Okay, it transformed me from an introvert to an extrovert. So your personality totally gets changed. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you behave, everything changes. The next one, embracing technology. So today, we are all using technology, right? So we are in Google Meet or Zoom or online. We use technology for a lot of things. Like today, even in our teaching methodology, I'm using a lot of technologies for teaching. So learning the use of technology is very, very important. So that is something which you learn in an MBA program. And to highlight, some of my students are doing Python, finance students doing Python programming. Because they said, like, they want to pursue data analytics, they're doing Python programming. They're learning Python programming online. Okay, so that's what you learn in the MBA program. Then networking with business professionals. You get enough of opportunities to network with guest lecturers or CEOs of companies, and you understand how in real-time businesses are happening. And that's what my next point is, being relevant to the business world. You understand exactly what is happening in business. Today, because of COVID, what is happening in business? How businesses are running successfully. So all these things you can learn in the MBA. So it's not only about money, it's all about a lot of learning is there in MBA program. So let me move to the next slide. So what are the functions or what are the roles you will get in an MBA program? So I have given a list of roles here. So look at the kind of roles which you will be joining. So marketing, if you take marketing, you get a brand manager, sales manager, marketing manager, market research analyst, chief marketing officer, business analyst. So all these things are, based on the marketing specialization, you get it. Then you go to finance. Today a lot of people, after their graduation, they say, I want to go for a banking job, right? I'm telling you, banking is changing. How many, ask your dad or mom, how many times they go to bank in a day? Hardly in a month, they go visit a bank. Everything is in handheld devices, right? You use your mobile phone for every transaction. And today, even a small petty shop is having a Google Pay or a Paytm. So you can just transact anything without cash. So slowly, banking sector is getting technically, or fintech, I can say. It's fintech industry is developing. So finance students, along with technology, slowly it's picking up. So there is another sector which is picking up is the investment banking sector. A lot of people are hired in the investment banking sector, especially after MBA. So, and they are paid well also. So look at the list of jobs you get after finance. Operations. Today we are talking about a lot of online shopping and online things. So many things are to do with transportation of goods, supply chain. So operation people are in huge demand. Then you see HR. No, the HR is totally taking a different turn altogether. Today, technology is applied in HR. Artificial intelligence is applied in HR. And companies are looking far beyond human relations. They are looking at beyond the human relation. How to keep the people happy, how to engage the people. This COVID has brought in a huge challenge for HR professionals to engage their employees. Employees are sitting at home. They are not in the office. They can't see them face to face. There's a lot of challenge to create that engagement. So one of the article which says like this, whenever there is a economic downturn or whenever there is a huge environmental shift which is happening in the world, and when economies are tossed up, okay, that is the time MBAs get a lot of jobs. Okay, it's not my own words. I read it in one of the magazine and I'm sharing it with you. Why? Because when there is a change is happening, a new business model is needed, a new structure of business is needed, a new method of doing business is needed. So for this, there need to be new brains need to come. Okay, so young minds like you guys, when you come into the organization, you come with fresh experience, fresh knowledge, tech savvy, and you are very aggressive to do something new. So all these are needed in corporates. And today, that's a reason some of my students who have not even completed their MBA final year, but already they are hired, taken by ICICI Bank. Why? Because they were new people to come in, young minds to come in and take in these new roles in a different level. So that is the opportunity which we are looking at for an MBA graduates. Okay, so next 2 years, the world is going to find out new ways to come out of this COVID, and every business are going to find new ways to come out of this COVID. So when businesses come out of this new ways, that is the time MBA professionals will be needed to churn out the business and keep the business running in a profitable way. The traditional methods will lose their charm, and MBA professionals who come out will do the new era. That's what is going to happen hereafter. So that's the reason MBA is getting more light right now. Then, sir, how to choose a specialization? Okay, you showed us the specialization, and you showed us like what are the things which I learned in MBA. But now I need to know, like a lot of students who pursue MBA ask this question, how I can know what specialization I can choose. So in marketing, we study 4P. I am teaching you here a 5P strategy. Just keep this in mind when you choose an MBA program. The first one is passion. Understand your passion. Okay, what is your passion? Is it people? Is it talking to people? Or is it numbers? What is your passion? Or is computers? Understand your passion. Look for the passion and then choose the specialization. The next one is personality. Okay, there is a site called 16personalities.com. You can, it's free. You can go and check on that. You can, there are some 100 questions, and you just fill those 100 questions, and the 16personalities.com test will tell you what kind of personality you are, what job will suit you, what kind of career you need to take. Everything it's about you, it will tell. Okay. So based on your personality, you take the specialization. I remember I convinced one of my students. I told her, according to me, your personality is you should come to HR. Don't go to finance. But she said, no, no, no. My friends are all going in finance. I need to take finance only. But later I convinced her. I showed her this personality test and all this stuff. Then she got placed in HP as HR. Right. So imagine, like when you only understand your personality, then you will enjoy doing the job where your personality exactly suits it. Okay. The next one is plan. Plan for your career. Okay. What is the plan? Next 2 years, what I'm going to do? Next 3 years, what I'm going to do? At the age of 30, which position I should be in? What kind of companies I should go for, where I should start, or if I'm going to start a business, when I should start a business, what business I need to start. Plan, sit and plan. Take a plain blank sheet and a pen. Scribble, scribble, scribble. In between the scribbling, you will find your life's plan in that. Just scribble. Okay. The next one is look at possibilities. Okay, so say for example, you want to earn certain amount at a certain period of your age. So look at possibility in which college or in which institute, if I do an MBA, and what kind of offers I will get and how soon I will reach my destination. So plan out the possibilities and accordingly choose. And the last one I would say, like, choose the right program, choose the right institute, or choose the right place where you can get your passion, personality, plan, and possibilities to work together. Okay, I'll share with you. I think it's almost 3:05 now, so I'll finish with 5 minutes within 5 minutes time. So, what is the things which you need to look at when you are choosing a program or an institute? The first thing is facilitating conceptual learning. Okay, it's not about book and exam. MBA is not about book and exam. MBA is about understanding the concept, churning out the concept, or modifying the concept, or researching on the concept to come out with some new ideas. Okay, that's what is learning in MBA. MBA is not just reading the text and sharing it. Okay, there are some institutes which will teach you through some activities or simulation games where you come to learn about the concept very clearly. Okay, there is one thing which we do. We make the students to play games, and through that, we will teach them how to do accounting transactions. Okay, so every time, like you study in accounts, right? Credit and debit. So we make them to learn it in a practical way. So that makes it very easy. So they don't need to study for exam. They just go inside the exam and they write it. They will clear the exam. So you need to understand the institutions, they should teach you concepts, okay, rather than making you to read and write exams and gain more marks. Okay, rather it is all about when you go for any interview, the interviews are not looking at your grades. Though they look at your grades, they look at how much you have learned, how much of knowledge you have. So for that, you need to learn the concepts. Okay, so choose a program or choose an institution which can facilitate your conceptual learning. The next one is create real-time experience. Now, you ask me why some of the MBA students who, after passing out MBA, they don't get a good pay, is because They don't have the real-time experience. So, MBA students who finished marketing specialization gets into a company as a marketing executive. On the very first day, he can't even sell a single product. That becomes the loss. That's become a flaw. He has studied, he has written 4 or 5 papers in marketing, and he can't sell a single product outside. Then how you expect him to gain more salary? He has to have real-time experience, go to streets, sell. Okay, we put our students into the street and ask them to do an evaluation of what is happening in local market. Go and sell a product to a customer, an unknown customer in the street. Enjoy the experience. Learn what the mistakes you did, how you can change yourself and become a good marketing person. So that's how real time you learn. Apart from that, there are a lot of real time case studies are available. Okay, today you open a Business Today magazine or a Business Standard newspaper, Economic Times newspaper. There is something live. A company is facing a problem. You read that. So in the class, you discuss like how this problem can be solved. So that is what an MBA program is all about. Okay, the institution should provide you real-time learning experience. The next one, if you see, industrial connect. Okay, you need to visit a lot of industries. You need to see the processes which they are following, how your textbook material is converted into a real-time experience there, like how the industry is following all the textbook context in the real time. You have to look and experience that industry. Then internship. Okay, today many people don't take internship at all. Even at the undergraduate level, you can take internships. Internships are the places where you learn, or where your personality will be chiseled, and you will be learning something new. So you need to see to those institute which provides you enough of industrial connect. The last one, experience with the professional network. You have to connect with the corporate people. Why? Because the corporate people will tell you how your textbook concept, which is written somewhere in 1990, how it is being used today in 2021 in the industry. So these are the people who are going to teach you the real time how these concepts are used. So that gives you an elaborate experience of how the corporate functions. And not only that, when you connect with these people will help you to grow in your career. They will guide you. And today you have LinkedIn, a professional network where you can connect with anyone and you can interact and you can learn from them, or you can take guidance from them. So an MBA program should provide you a professional network. It will help you. It should help you in expanding the professional network. So we insist our students to connect with the guest whenever they come here for a guest lecture. So the moment the guest comes here and finish the guest lecture and leaves, all our students send a guest friend request to him and get connected with him in the LinkedIn profile. So getting connected with professional network, that is very, very essential. These are some of the 4 essential things you need to look at, because this is what will build you. The previous one, which I told you, your leadership quality, your personality transformation, your decision-making skills, all these things will be built only when these 4 things are there in the program. இந்த 4 விஷயங்களும் ஒரு MBA ப்ரோக்ராம்ல இருந்தாதான் உங்களை அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு MBA ப்ரொஃபஷனலா மாற்ற முடியும். Only when you become that kind of quality MBA professional, then people can hire you at a better salary level or for a better role. Okay, so that is the reason. This is the reason today a lot of people are finding it difficult to get a job after MBA, because they have studied MBA as a degree. They have not studied MBA as an experience. Okay, so I just want to conclude my session with this. Education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Okay, so yours is the tomorrow. If you want a better tomorrow, a better future, so start preparing for it from today. Okay, so with this note, I just want to conclude. Thank you for the session. I hope I just shared some of the views about the MBA with you. I'm open for questions, and if you have any doubts, you can always come back to me on that.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. I hope that our students would have gathered
you.
more information regarding MBA.
Bhargavi,
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful presentation.
Bhargavi, check
Thank you. Thank
if there are
you.
any questions.
Yes, ma'am. Sneha Srinivasan has a question, ma'am. Ma'am, she's
Ask
asking
sir.
whether, yes, so Sneha Srinivasan is asking whether, does age
Okay.
matter for doing MBA? Can't be directly after UG do MBA? What is the difference between a guy who goes for a job for an year and join MBA and a fresher?
Okay. So this is what I told you. You know, it depends. It depends from person to person. Okay. If you have the personality, okay, if you have the leadership ability, then getting into a work and then doing an MBA, yes, definitely it will hold good, because you will gain some experience and you will get into a company, into an MBA program, and you still develop yourself and get to a higher level. But if you are a person who thinks that you need to develop some leadership quality, you need some training, then you have to take an MBA program immediately after graduation, because MBA is place where you will be building your leadership ability. So
Okay, sir.
age is not a barrier. Age is not a barrier, but being young and doing a program, MBA program, is always advantageous because you have more energy to do a lot of work. That's what I look at.
Okay. So the next question is, Subhashri is asking that, can you please tell what are the different kinds of job fields that are available after completing BBA, that is with good salary?
Okay. See, any business to start with, what they need is a graduate. Okay. So any business you go with, say for example, it can be a marketing job or sales job or a finance related job, okay, or anything to do with HR recruitment or anything. Yes, you can easily get a job with a BBA degree. Okay, but there will be definitely a difference between a BBA graduate and an MBA graduate. Okay, the salary difference will be there. Why? Because the kind of training which he has got in the B school will definitely take him to the next level as a manager. Okay, there are some people whom you will see when you join in a company, they will also have an MBA and they will be working along with you. I'll tell you my own case. When I did my MBA, and I was not, I was just a person who did it as a degree. I didn't experience it. So when I went for an interview and joined in the retail field, my colleague, who is equally designated like me, is a BCom guy. I'm an MBA guy getting the same salary, and he's a BCom guy who's getting the same salary. And that was the time it pricked me a lot. Then I started showing what I learned in MBA. If I done it during the time of interview, okay, I must have got a senior role, but I didn't do it. I was an introvert. I didn't do it at that time. Because of that, I was placed in the same role along with a BBA or a BCom guy. But when I started performing in the organization and I started showing the managerial traits, managerial qualities, they started lifting me up to the next level. Okay, so BBA, yes, you will definitely get job, but with an MBA, you will get a higher salary, higher package job. I'll tell you one simple example. We call in business as return on investment, right? ROI. So what is return on investment? நான் எவ்வளவு போடுறேனோ அதுல இருந்து எனக்கு எவ்வளவு குயிக்கா நான் வந்து அதை எடுக்கிறேன். நான் போட்ட பணத்தை எவ்வளவு குயிக்கா எடுக்கிறேன், right? So you have to calculate that. Okay, today bank loans are available. So if you're going to study an MBA program and if you take a bank loan, how quickly you can repay that loan. So for example, I told you, there is a company which is coming next week to a college and they are offering 10 lakhs CTC per candidate. So he can, within 6 or 7 months, he can repay the entire MBA fees what he paid. So that is what you can earn when you do an MBA compared to a BBA program.
So the next question is, it's from Sneha, that doing MBA from the best college only matters than doing from local ones. And basically everywhere it's about writing entrance exam to get an admission in MBA college. Why can't a student get a direct admission? Why is he or she tested before joining to do an MBA program? It's a question.
See, there are certain colleges, B schools, which look for CAT and MAT exams. Okay, so the CAT and MAT exams, these are basically they test your ability, okay, like your logical reasoning ability, your arithmetic ability. So that makes you to easily get into the program and adapt to the program, because the program is structured in such a high level, so that with that competency, it will be easy for you to study those programs. Okay, but when it comes to other colleges, they also take on management quota. They not only look for entrance, they also take them on a management quota without entrance exam also.
That's it, sir.
That's it. Okay. But I saw one of the things studying MBA. One of the question last one I think it came. Business school and studying in university. What is the difference it makes?
Now, studying MBA in business school and studying in university, what difference does it have on knowledge acquiring?
Okay, my thing is, like, you can join any MBA program. Okay, whether it is a university or whether it's a B school, wherever you can join the program, but have your criteria clear. Okay, as I told you, that 4 criteria. They should facilitate in conceptual learning in a different way. They should help you to learn the concepts easily. It's not a book and exam method. Okay. The second one, you should get a lot of industry connect in that program. They should all facilitate industry connect. And third one is, like, you should learn real-time experience. You should gain real-time experience in that program. And fourth one is professional networking should happen in the program. So whenever you go to any institute, check on these 4 parameters and see or talk to the alumni of the college or talk to any students who are currently studying there, whether these 4 parameters are there. So if it is there, then you can join that college that's good. But if it is not there, then obviously it will be you will get an MBA degree, but you will not get an MBA profession. Okay, that makes a lot of difference.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay. Nice questions. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying, sir. Now, Bhargavi will tell the vote of thanks.
Bhargavi?
Ma'am?
Yeah, go ahead, Bhargavi.
Yes, ma'am. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It's a great privilege to propose vote of thanks on this wonderful occasion. Once a great man said, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today, I take this opportunity to put all my gratitude in the form of words. At the outset, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to our special guest, Mr. Tracy George. Despite his busy schedule, he made time to enlighten us with his precious knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. And I'd like to thank our principal and vice principal madam for their liberal support in all our ventures. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by our head of the department and faculties for their valuable guidance, encouragement, and inspiration. Last but not least, I thank my friends for their cooperation and attention. Thank you so much.
Shall we wind up, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Lakshmi, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we can wind up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
thank you so much, sir. This is Lakshmi, head of the Department of BBA, sir. Thank you so much for the inspirational words, sir. Thank you so much for the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
accepting our
Thank you.
invitation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Hope it was useful for the students.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Leave
much.
the meeting. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we leave?